Everybody should follow. Key. One, take 2 steps forward. Malacha, another 2 steps. Ki malacha v'yitzaveh. Go down here, Rabbi. Look, another 2 steps. Mishmarcha, another 2 steps.
I did. You would go here, Rabbi.
Another 2 steps.
Hold on. No. I know that there. Okay. Yeah. Come on now. Come on, Howard. We're going to go past the grave.
Okay.
Let's continue toward you, gentlemen. We're going to go past the grave site. Close to like where the microphone is, essentially. Okay, I'm going to ask you very carefully to switch hands now, please. We're going to go forward now. Let's square off to the grave. It's a bit tight in here, as you can tell. Square off to the grave. When you get squared off, we're going to reach in with both hands, gentlemen, and lift the casket as high as you can. I'm going to ask you to do this. That's perfect. Just pass it along.
One step at a time. We're going to
step carefully on both sides.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah.
Bend with your knees.
Okay, bend your knees.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Here you go, Rabbi.
I should speak into here?
Yes. You don't, okay. And they don't have to be right close. I'll get them to come closer.
Come closer.
Be careful not to step on other graves out of respect of the ones lying in the ground. I will begin with chapter 1 in Psalms. Chapter 15, I will recite in English. A song of David, Lord, who may sojourn in your tent, who may dwell on your holy mountain, one who walks in purity, does what is righteous, and speaks the truth from the heart, who has no slander on the tongue, nor has done harm to a fellow, nor cast disgrace towards a neighbor, in whose eyes a contemptible person is repulsive, but who honors those who are in awe of the Lord, who swears truthfully even to a personal hurt, and never retracts, who does not lend money on interest, nor takes a bribe against the innocent. One who does these things shall never falter. Psalm 23. If you know it, you can follow along. A song of David, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. God causes me to lie in lush pastures. God leads me beside tranquil waters. God restores my soul and guides me in righteous paths for God's name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your scepter and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in full view of my adversaries. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life. I should dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. We are gathered here today to pay our last respects and say our final goodbyes to Thelma Davidson, her Hebrew name Trina Bas Yaakov David, and her mother Miriam Esther. We're going to have a few words from Miriam and Toby.
Sorry, I'm not going to speak for long. I guess just wanted to say that over the last 6 or 8 weeks, I had a lot of time.
Miriam, I'm sorry to interrupt. Would you like to come to the microphone?
Or I'll move it.
Okay. Over the last 6 or 8 weeks, I had a lot of time to spend with my mom while she was convalescing at home. Toby and I were caring for her, and we talked a lot about a lot of things, life and love and family and passing on. And she told me that one book she read very young called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which I'm sure everybody knows, was a pivotal text for her at a young time in her life. And that she said, a quote for it, the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude in a given set of circumstances, has always guided my mom's life. And I think that's true because she had challenges in her childhood, challenges growing up, so many health challenges all through her life. And her attitude was always brave, positive, strong, and loving. And I guess when she told me that, I just want to honor her. And I want to tell you, Mom, that is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I'm going to think about my attitude and for anything that comes in our way. And so I love you, and I thank you for everything that you taught me and everything that you gave me. And that's everything I want to say.
Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.
Can I take this down?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. First of all, thanks everybody for coming, and I'm sure there would be about 700 people more if it wasn't the situation. But my mom, the part of my mom that everybody sort of talks about is how she shared her spirit, her wisdom, her humor, her energy, her pragmatism, her commitment as a friend to so many people, and her love for her family, and just so much. She spread herself so broadly, and that it's almost unfathomable to understand who my mom was. She was wise. She was tough. She was tougher than the rest. She said it the way it was, but I learned so much from her, and she shared so much, and everybody counted on her, leaned on her. I don't really know how we're going to really manage without her around, but we'll figure it out together, right? Because we have each other now. Through my mom, she brought so many people together all over the world, and from the Uber driver to her, to Charlotte, to everybody in our family. I'm just so grateful that for everything that I have gratitude for everything that she gave to us and to all of you, and I am so lucky. And I want to say I'm going to miss you, and we'll do the best we can to honor what you've done, what you've built, and what you put and what you leave ahead of you. So I'm going to miss you.
Thank you. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you, Miriam and Toby, for your heartfelt words. The 18th century Hasidic master, known as the Baal Shem Tov, explained the concept of hashgacha pratit, divine providence. And he had an innovative commentary on what that is. For ages, throughout the ages, there's been great debate of what it means that God oversees the running of the world, his control of the world. And the Baal Shem Tov introduced the opinion that not only does God have an overlook control of the world, sort of a bird's eye view, but that God directs every single detail of what goes on in the world and every step of man throughout his life. My appearance here today is the story of Hashgacha Pratis, divine providence. Every step is controlled by God. If you would have asked me 30 days ago if I ever heard of a woman by the name of Thelma Davidson, I would have told you the negative. But Hashem has a plan. And this is what gives me the opportunity and the honor to stand here today in front of the family, in front of friends gathered here, and in front of our loved one. As you know, Thelma traveled to spend her winters for the past 30 years in Phoenix, Arizona. And around 10 years ago, she was introduced to SOS, Smile on Seniors, which is a program that is led by one of the Chabad rabbis in Phoenix, Arizona, by the name of Rabbi Levertov and his wife. And they created a very beautiful and fruitful relationship. I looked up my emails today. It was on October 20th, just shy of a month ago. I got an email from Rabbi Levertov that there is a woman that lives near me. I am the Chabad rabbi in downtown, and her daughter is Toby, and her mother was diagnosed with an illness that's terminal, and if I can go and introduce myself and say hello. Although I knew it was a priority, and it wasn't, necessary for that day, I felt an urgency to set up a meeting. And Toby said that, let me wait for my mom to come back from the hospital, and when she's set up at home, let's set up a meeting. So our meeting was set for November 4th, and I came into her apartment, and Miriam and Toby were there, and Thelma sat on the couch, and I sat on the couch, and the girls were around, and we went on to have an hour and a half conversation. A beautiful conversation. I like to know the details of a person's life when I meet them, and especially that it was kind of hinted that I would be asked to be here today when that moment came. And I walked away from that meeting her that I think I got a picture of who I met. A person full of life, a person with a broad smile, love for the people that she interacted with, love for her family, the courage to live, to persevere, and she was content. I meet many people throughout, in my service as a rabbi. Although she was just about to turn 82 years old, she was content, and she looked back at her life that it was productive, successful, and it was a joyful life. That is what brings me here. That's how I ended up here today. One of the things that she mentioned, talking about her history, is that she didn't grow up with religious parents. But despite that, or in light of the fact, she still wanted her departure from this world to be like a proper Jew. And we spoke about how she wants her funeral to be. And Thelma, I can tell you today that your children honored your last wish, and they did everything that you would have wished that your funeral should be, the most kosher way, the most halachically approved way, and you should be very proud of your children. The last thing that we spoke about was, I said that when I walked into her home, I didn't notice a mezuzah hanging on the door. And right away, all three of them let out a chuckle. Rabbi, I knew you were going to bring that up. And we came to the conclusion that I would leave. I would make an arrangement she wanted a small mezuzah. I got in touch with my supplier in Montreal. Whatever it is, time was not on her side, and that didn't come into fruition. But in Ecclesiastes, King Solomon writes, "V'hacha yitin el libo," that the living should take it to heart, meaning that we can't just mourn and be sad. It has to have an impact on us, and that is we have to take a deed to honor their memory and a merit for their soul. So if I can turn to all of you today, and if we want to honor her legacy, maybe the message is that we can all improve in this commandment of God to place a mezuzah on our home. And if we have a mezuzah already, maybe put up more mezuzahs. If we have mezuzahs that haven't been checked in many years, to get them checked and make sure we have kosher mezuzahs. This is the lesson, this is the message that I took from this story, and I hope you all will take this message as well, and by putting up a mezuzah or by putting up more mezuzahs in our homes, we will have in mind Thelma and her wish to leave this world as a proud Jew, and a Jew that wanted to be close to God, a Jew that wanted to be close to her family. And thank you to her for allowing me into her life, for even though it was very short, and for giving me this honor to be here today.
It's so cold. She's gonna be cold.
Okay. Asur Tommy Paul like the Chodder of Mishpat Elamuna Vein Avel Sadik V'Yasser Hu. Asur Tommy B'Chol Poyam V'Yamer L'Matifo Lashal V'Mativ V'Mal Vein Mitzamachayim V'Yitzel V'Yoav. Asur Tommy B'Chol Matim V'Yamer L'Matase. Oimer V'Yoytze Chesed Chilam Lanu Sasa V'Skut HaNeket Kesech Shiv V'Asei. Sadik B'Chodder of Asur Tommy Erech Apayim Alirachamim Chamol No B'Chutnal Avoy Suvanim Kilchod and Atlichet V'Rachamim Sadik Ato Adin Noilo Misulachius Asher B'Yachva Pikten Koruchais Chalila Lecho Zichreneino Limchet V'Yiu Noinech V'Rachamim Alina Pekuchis Kilchod and Arachmim Aslichis Adamim Ben Shana Yiyim Elef Shanim Yichyam and Yisri Loiki Loi Hoya Yiyah Baruch Taino Emes Memisumachaya Baruch Hukia Emes Dinoi umishoykeit hakol beinoy mishan lodam khshbani bedina vakol shmoy hayda yitzeinu yadanu adinoi kitzadik mispatach titztak mit dvarach mit mispatach mispatach vein lahar achim mit mispatach tzadik ato adinoi biyosh mispatach dayin emes shvitzadik vemes baruch dayan emes shakom mispatach tzadik vemes nefesh khay biyadecha tzadik mal yimin khay biyadecha rachma pleit asin yadecha vesemer lamalach harf yadecha Gedoloi Tvravo Alila Alilia Asher Necha Bekuchas Akotarchi Binayat Lossis Lish Kedarach Kifrim Malolov Lahagi Kiyasher Adinoi Tsuri Velev Lasabayadi Noi Nosan Vadinoi Lakach Yishim Adinoi Mevirach Burachumi Chaparov and Leashim here Velashiva Pivalir Kolchamasai. I'll just say the last few sentences in English. Great in counsel, abundant indeed, your eyes are open upon all the ways of the children of humankind, to give to each one according to their ways and according to the fruit of their deeds, to declare that the Lord is just, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. The Lord has given, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed is the name of the Lord. And God, the merciful one, will forgive iniquity and not destroy, frequently withdrawing anger, not arousing the entirety of God's rage. Marlo.
Can you do it with yours, Rabbi?
Yeah. Okay, come here. We're going to stand facing east.
Do you want to do it? Okay. Are you doing the Kaddish, Michael?
Mike, you want to take Kaddish?
Okay, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Marlo said he would do it if he doesn't want to do it. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, stand over here. Okay. Here, okay. Marlo is going to recite the Mourner's Kaddish. Amen. Amen. Thelma, Rabbi, Aleinu, Be'al, Kol, Israel, Be'imru, Amen. Pardes Shalom, B'Mamav, Hu, Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Be'akol, Israel, Be'imru, Amen. We will just conclude with the Kel Malei Rachamim prayer. El Malei Rachamim Eshoichein Ba'amnoi Miyim Hamtzei Menilcha Nechayna Al Kanfei Ashchina B'malois K'toishim U'Tornim Kizoyer Aref Tiyem Asirim Es Nishmas Trinat Bas Yaakov Tovit Shal Chalalama Bavur Shanachni Mispam Ba'ad Askaras Nishmata Began Eden Tehei Menuchata Lachem Bal Rachamim Yastireh b'seiser k'nofav le'lamim, v'yitzar b'tzar l'chayim es nishmasa, adino yunach alasa, v'sonuach b'shalom al mishkava, v'nomar amen.
We'll push it in a little more. Miriam, let Miriam finish off.
It's got to be solid. I don't want it blowing away.
Okay. Yes, the forgiveness. Have we said anything
Right.
or did anything that would hurt you? Yes, to be forgiven.
Okay, can we ask for
Yes,
forgiveness?
yes, it's customary.
Okay. Forgive me for being sloppy.
This concludes the official service. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for all cooperating in these challenging times. May we meet again on happy occasions, together with our loved ones that have departed with the coming of Mashiach. May it happen speedily in our days.
Thank you for coming up there. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So happy to be here.
Get it treated, right? Toby, there's no rush. Okay.